Yeah. 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 It's kind of like my new unofficial theme music right here. So now you, to borrow an old saying that never runs dry, you're now rocking with the best. Right here on BKS1 Radio. That's my joint right there. Ain't no profanity, ain't no cussing. I'll do all that on my own when the time comes. All right, Soups, let's cut that out. We're having enough fun. We can kill that. I just thought I'd come back doing something new, something little invigorating, little refreshing, something new we haven't done before, you know. Welcome back. Well, for me, welcome back. Find a Way, Make a Way show on www.bks1radio.com. I am your host, Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational speaker. And if you don't know what motive action means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. I took some time off. I had some things I had to take care of in the world of HRJR. And I really did think that I was going to be gone a lot longer than a month. However, I felt like Al Pacino in The Godfather 3. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. And I'm glad to be back because there's a lot of new changes. We got a lot of fancy equipment here going on and everything. We got the Captain Kirk chair. I'm sitting in the Captain Kirk chair. And here's something else. Check this out. Normally by my side there's a beautiful woman, but she's not by my side. If you see those beautiful hands with the laptop to the bottom of your computer screen, that would be my partner in crime, Soups, who doesn't have a mic by her side. No, we still see you there. Can't hide. We still see you there. All right. But she doesn't have a microphone now, so I guess it's just going to be me doing all the talking. And I'm going to look at her like she... You know, as a matter of fact, turn that microphone around just in case, you know, I ask you a question, you could actually answer it and the people could hear you. And I don't look like a total idiot sitting here. Listen, again, www.bks1radio.com. This is the Find a Way to Make a Way show. I'm your host, Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational speaker. And later on in a few minutes, we will be opening the lines to call in. So if you do want to call in, that number is 646-233-1302. Again, that number is 646-233-1302. We're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. I want to talk about the presidential election that just passed. I'm also going to talk about Hurricane Sandy. That heifer came through, and she came through and she wrecked house. She wrecked shop. She came and anyway. I'm gonna try, Soups. I'm gonna try not to cuss. I'm gonna try. And you know what I say? You know what I always say about people who try? People who try seldom succeed, because if you want to succeed, then you have to commit. So I'm gonna try. Yeah, turn the mic on. There you go. See? Oh, see, that's why stuff is live. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna try not to cuss tonight. If I don't succeed, let's try that one. If I don't succeed,
you'll try again.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try again. All right, so let's get right into it. As everyone knows by now, I'm sure, our president, Barack Obama,
baby.
Old Breezy, as I call him,
yes.
got himself another 4 years in the White House, okay? And here's the funny thing. I really wanted not to pay attention to the news and everything that was going on election night. I had been watching all the news forecasts and listening to all of the pundits and the talking heads and everything. And I really felt as though I wasn't afraid of him losing flat out. I was afraid of him losing by way of what we in the African American community affectionately call the okie doke. Okay. But here's what I did. I actually, I'm big on strategy. I never played a game of chess in my life, but I understand enough about the game to know that, you know, you got to think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of your opponent, and that's pretty much how I gauge my thinking when I'm venturing into different things. I'm big on strategy and planning. So what I did was on election day, I went to CNN and I took a look at the map of where the electoral votes were. All right, and the map that you're looking at on your screen. The blue states were the dark blue states were the states that Obama had on lock. The red states were the states that Romney had on lock. The light blue states were the states that were leaning towards Obama, and the lighter reddish or pink states, those were the states that were leaning towards Romney, and the yellow states were those battleground toss-up states. All right, so what I did was I found out how many electoral votes each of these states had. And I kind of kept score throughout the course of the evening. Now, I happen to have some friends who were sitting on needles and pins. So basically what I did was I was sharing my strategy in terms of how I thought this thing was going to work out looking at this. And my strategy wasn't too far off, because if we take a look at the end result right here, all right, the blue states were the states that Obama won, and the red states were the states that Mitt Romney won. And and this is what I found that was peculiar about this. If you look at the makeup of this tells you a lot about this country in terms of black and white, quite frankly. All right, because if you look on the fringes of the country, on the outsides, the borders for the most part of the country, East Coast and West Coast, and to some extent up north and down south, because today it was officially announced that Barack Obama won Florida after they've counted all of their votes. OK, and the Republicans just knew they had Florida on lock. But you know, the force is not strong with them, because quite frankly, that's the only thing that I think they were relying on to actually think they were going to win this thing. But as I was saying, look at these states. And throughout the course of the night, I was just counting up the states that, you know, when the votes were starting to come in. And another thing was, I didn't start freaking out at all. Like I pretty much didn't expect any results to start rolling in until, say, 9:30, 10 o'clock, because most polls close between 6 and 9 o'clock. And then what was happening was I was also looking at, and I couldn't get a graphic for it, but I was looking at primarily, I was basing my strategy throughout the course of the night from the Huffington Post electoral map, because they also had the numbers as they were coming up real time. And what I was witnessing and what I was sharing with my friends on Facebook and Twitter was that you got to look at it like this. The count starts from east to west, because as you go west, you got to remember that they are behind us in time zones. All right. So if the polls in California don't close till 9 o'clock, that means that it's already midnight here on the East Coast. So what was happening was there were ebbs and flows throughout the course of the night. And once we got into where we were in the central time zone and the mountain time zone, those, if you look on the map here, those are the areas that were locked down for Romney. Okay, they were all red states, and that's when Romney started to get a boost, and the Republicans started smelling themselves. And quite frankly, brothers and sisters and friends that were supporting Obama that I knew and was in communication with, they were starting to feel the pressure. But I kept reminding them, I said, look, you got these states here in the middle. I believe they are Colorado and New Mexico. All right. And then we had, you know, California. At the very top, we have Washington State, we have Oregon, we have California, and Nevada. All right. We had to wait for all of those states to come in, and those states weren't going to come in until probably sometime after midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. But if you look at the states to the east, when those numbers came in, that's when we already had it on lock. It got to a point where we knew we could count on California. We knew we could count on Oregon. We knew we could count on Washington State. So it came down to Ohio. Pretty much. It came down to Ohio. It got to a point where obviously it didn't even matter about Florida. There were people that thought that North Carolina was going to go to Romney, but it didn't. So that was another feather in our cap, so to speak. So basically, we did well. And my president is black, quite frankly. I'll just put it to you like that. But here's the thing that really tripped me out, especially because people know that I watch Fox News. And I watch Fox News because my philosophy is know thine enemy. You can know where the crazy is coming from if you just watch it. It's there. All of the nonsense, all the fraganackle BS that they were talking all these years. Oh, these people were on some nonsense. I'm trying to tell you. But here's the thing. Barack Obama won the presidency officially via the Electoral College. All right. The official vote tally was 332 to 206. Yeah. And you only need 270 votes to win. So, yeah, he put a foot in that ass. All right. To put it quite frankly. Also, he won the popular vote. Now, see, that was where people were afraid, myself included. That's where I was afraid there was going to be the okie doke. Because I believe that's what happened with Bush and Al Gore. Al Gore won the popular vote, but Bush somehow, by way of Florida, I believe, he won the Electoral College, and that's how he got that second term in office. But here, my man O'Breezy, he won the Electoral College and he won the popular vote. Now, check out these numbers. He won the popular vote. The official final tally was 61,710,131 votes in the popular vote to 58,504,002 votes for Romney. So that really came out to a difference between 50.45% or something like that to Romney's 48 point something percent. Actually, no, 50.5 was percentage of the vote for Barack Obama and 47.9 for Mitt Romney. So I love it when I do my homework. I got my facts right here. But again, as I said before, when we took a look at that map, we were talking about the ethnic breakdown, so to speak. So peep this. When it comes to white people, this is no surprise, that Mitt Romney won their vote. By way of 59% to 39%. Barack Obama got 39% of the white vote. When you look at the black vote, President Obama got 93% of the black vote, and 7% of the black vote went to Romney. Yes, we do consider you 7%ers as house Negroes. You are the people that I refer to as the is we sick boss. Though that's you. Okay. And you lost. And quite frankly, to black Republicans, with all due respect, which is very little, so very little is due. But you're pets. You're pets to the Republican Party. Here's the thing. Soups, here's the thing. I made a point, not just with this election, but primarily with the last election. I watched both conventions. I watched the Republican National Convention. I watched the Democratic National Convention. I sat through all the speeches, all the BS. I did it 4 years ago, and I did it, a couple months ago, or rather last month or whatever it was. And I watched all the debates as well, even the Republican primaries. I watched all of that. I made myself aware of all of that stuff that was going on. Okay, and when I watched the convention, the makeup of the audience showed me as a man of color, as a black man, as an African American, whatever the hell I'm supposed to be today. Because after all, I am not the politically correct dude. But in any case, there was like maybe the same 3 or 4 or 5 black faces in the audience at the Republican National Convention. Now, when they did the Democratic National Convention, the only same black face you saw more than once was Barack and Michelle. You know, because there was brothers and sisters and Latinos all over, and Asians all over the place. And moving along with the vote, let's talk about the Latinos. Barack Obama got 69% of their vote. 30% went to Romney. For the Asian community, 74% of their vote went to Barack Obama, and 25% went to Romney. And everybody else, I guess those are like the Hindus and whoever else don't qualify as, you know, I guess these top 5 ethnicities. 58% of the other vote went to Barack Obama, and 39% of their vote went to Mitt Romney. So, quite frankly, as I said a few minutes ago, he put that foot in that ass. There's no, you know, it's he won. And you know what? I intentionally, I said I watched Fox News. You know what? I intentionally have not watched Fox News. Why? Because I don't want to hear them bitch, moan, and complain and whine about where they went wrong, or Chris Christie shouldn't have. Chris Christie threw the party under the boat, under the bus. This dude. I mean, I've been saying, for those of you who know me on Facebook, y'all can stand up and validate this, and we can check in the chat room and see what's going on in there. But for those that know me, y'all already know. For the longest, I've been saying that, you know, this party has been doing damn near everything it could to shoot itself in the foot so it could have all kinds of excuses once the inevitable happened. Okay? You got this dude that gets on the air talking about, well, if a woman is legitimately raped, the female body has a way to shut that whole thing down.
That was horrible.
I wish I could jump through my television screen and smack the dick snot out. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait. Where's the... I gotta keep that on speed dial.
see, because coming back, I knew I was gonna be coming back with on some other level, so I wanted to protect my family here at BKS1 Radio. I'm the only show on BKS1 Radio that actually posts a disclaimer, so you know what you're getting when you come here. All right, but yeah, this stupid stuff, you know, and then the stuff that was coming out of Paul Ryan's mouth. This is the stupid stuff that was coming out of Romney's mouth, talking about 47%. No, you know what was the most stupidest thing that came out of Romney's mouth? I think that he really shot himself in the foot, that nobody really paid attention to, but I'm cheap and I like to hold on to my money, and I know what it means to have some and not have some. It was during the Republican primary debates when this jackass turned to Perry, the governor, the past governor from Texas, who was also running at the time for the Republican vote. And he says, Romney says to him, I forget what they were debating over or bitching about or whatever. But Romney turns around and looks to this dude with a straight face, extends his hand and says, you want to bet? $10,000. You want to bet? You know, we got people throughout this country bitching, moaning, not so much bitching and moaning, worrying and fretting over whether or not they're going to be able to keep their mortgage paid, keep the repo man from coming to their house. And this ass clown is sitting up here making $10,000 bets. So that goes to show how out of touch he is. But at the same time, these were the same people that 4 or 5 years ago that said Barack Obama was out of touch with the community. Now you got to see, there's got to be something popping off in the chat room, because I'm looking at your response. What's going on over there?
Well,
why don't you just pick up the microphone?
We're not allowed to.
Oh,
okay.
Excuse me.
Vision says the stupidest thing that came out of Romney's mouth was that he wanted to run for president of the United States. Gotta love Visions.
Yeah. What's up, V Boogie? But here's the thing. You know what? Did the heat just turn on? Thank God.
Good thing Storm Norm left.
I'm saying, damn, I feel like Mitt Romney in Harlem up in this mug. That's how hot it is up here. No, I agree with Visions. That is, you know, something dumb. But I gotta tell you something, man. Here's the thing. I was just explaining this to a friend of mine a couple of days ago. If not yesterday, I think it was. Y'all got to remember, Mitt Romney been running for president for the past 6 years. Mm-hmm. You know, past 6-8 years, Mitt Romney been running for president. So I knew, quite frankly, we had our peanut gallery of Republicans. It had that crazy ass chick Bachman with the We had Pizza Man Herman Cain with his 999. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what? I wanted to see the Republican Party come up with a brother that was gonna go up against Barack Obama, but that shit was like The Voice. They ain't gonna have another black dude win again. But I was surprised because The Voice had a black dude win 2 years in a row. So the Republican Party, but they had Pizza Man come up with 999, and I wanted to give Herman Cain a listen. I wanted to give him a fair listen, and then when he started to get real popular and people started actually paying attention to him, they threw that heifer out that he supposedly slept with and paid off or whatever. But end of the day, because that's the BKS1 motto, slogan rather, at the end of the day, all right, Barack Obama is our new president. Where's my other picture of him? Here he is, one more time, my man, President O'Breezy, as I like to call him. All right. And from this moment on, we are moving forward. All right. Now, here's the thing. Before I leave this topic, I want you paying attention. I want you, those of you who are viewing this show and those of you who will watch it in the replays, because y'all know I will flood my time space, my wall space on Facebook and Twitter and friends and groups that I belong to. So I want you all, no matter when you see this, to do this one thing. Start making yourselves more aware of what's going on in this country and around the world. Because quite frankly, that's the only way Barack Obama was able to win this election. All right. There was a lot more awareness. We had a lot more. Check this out. 4 years ago, all right, there were freshmen in high school. There were freshmen, sophomores and juniors who 4 years ago were not allowed to vote for the first black president. But this year they were allowed to vote for him to get that second shot. And I think that's something that the Republicans and the talking heads, that they didn't count on. There's a whole lot of people who didn't get to vote for Barack Obama. Young people who were part of this Facebook, Twitter, social media era that 4 years ago in 2008, they weren't old enough to vote. Okay. But now they were able to finally, jump in the game and get their thing going on in terms of voting. So for those of you that are watching now and who are watching the replay, make yourselves more aware. If you could be aware of what's going on with the Real Housewives of Who Gives a Damn, if you could be aware of what's going on with Stevie J and his rat face and Jocelyn, whether she's a dude or a chick, if you could be aware of, what's going on the gossip blogs and all this other crap, be aware of what's going on in your community. Be aware of what's going on in your country. Be aware of what's going on in the world. Because at some point in time, if you really want to succeed in life, you're going to have to get out there. And you're going to have to be able, if for nothing else, hold down an intelligent conversation. I don't have a college degree, but I'll sit in the room with politicians and lawyers. When I go to the cigar lounge, that's who comes to the cigar lounge. All right? Lawyers, businessmen, politicians. And these are the dudes that I'm sitting there conversing with. All right. I can't sit there and hold my head up high if all I know is, Stevie J, Tamar and Vince, the Braxton, and all. So I've yet to learn to play golf. That's probably next on the list so I can really step my business game up. But congratulations again to President Obama. We have another 4 more years. I want all of the people in the cabinet that are starting to jump ship to go to hell, because the same thing happened 4 years ago. Barack Obama got in, and then people started jumping ship. Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, she's resigning. General Petraeus, who was the man who had all these opinions, and he was one of the head generals and commanders when we were fighting the Iraqi war. He was moved to director of the CIA, and now he has to leave his position because he got caught out there dipping his wick in another well.
Why does he have to leave his position because of that?
Funny you should ask that. Well, you got to look at it like this. He's the director of the CIA. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing. It's the CIA. They lie. They lie and they kill. It's what they do. However, it's an association. It's an organization that you have to have some strong level of integrity. And the news report that I read said he resigned. Quite frankly, he had a lapse in judgment. Yeah, to say the least. Because apparently it wasn't just one chick he was banging, it was two. It was the chick who wrote his biography and another chick who was one of his subordinates when he was, in uniform. But the fact of the matter is, when I put it to you like this, I have a classmate who I graduated from high school with, who actually, he won't be doing it this time around, but he was actually on the presidential security detail 4 years ago when Barack Obama got elected and did the inauguration. And I was so proud. I was watching my man walking down the street with Barack Obama more so than I was watching Barack Obama, because my high school buddy was on that detail. And I actually saw what the job application for the Secret Service looks like. I can presume that the application for the CIA is no different, i.e. being about anywhere from like 30, 40 something pages long. Okay, and they get into your ish when doing those background checks. Your integrity you have to damn near live your life in a test tube to be able to get one of those kind of jobs. Okay, so for you to be at the head of that organization, your integrity has to be far beyond reproach. Can't nobody say nothing about you. Now, if it comes out that you could cheat on your wife, if you could cheat on your wife, you could cheat on anybody. What the hell is the country if you could cheat on the one person who's supposed to mean the most to you? If you could cheat on her or him, because a lot of y'all heifers out there getting y'all swerve on too. If you could cheat on that one person, what the hell does a whole bunch of millions of faceless people throughout the country mean to you? So he did the right thing. He fell on his own sword and he resigned. And the president accepted his resignation. So I mean, like again, and I cite those as examples. You have to know what's going on, because somehow, some way, these things will come back to affect you. All right. So just pay attention to these things. I want to briefly talk about Hurricane Sandy. We those of us here on the East Coast have experienced some phenomenal, not phenomenal, because phenomenal is generally, this is phenomenal shit. This is some horrendously phenomenal shit. Yeah, I said shit because it's internet radio. We get to cuss a little bit. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There are a lot of people who are still without power. We're broadcasting out of Plainfield, New Jersey, and are there still people here in Plainfield that don't have power?
There might be small pockets, but I noticed a lot of the people were put back on in the last day or two. Okay,
I mean, my dad just got his power back yesterday. He's in northern Jersey. My power was out from Saturday. No, from Tuesday, last Tuesday to last Saturday, to this past Saturday. From Tuesday when the shit went down to that Saturday, that's when it went down. As a matter of fact, I'll put it to you like this. My in-laws' power came back, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday night. And so I packed up my wife and my boys, took them out. I got a rental car. I had to get a rental car because Hurricane Sandy took y'all. A moment of silence. Okay. Hurricane Sandy, y'all, for those who know me, y'all know that next to my wife, the greatest love of, and my sons, the greatest love of my life, next to my wife and my sons, and my dad and my mom, the greatest love of my life next to all of them was my Camaro. Sandy took my Camaro. That bitch. Not any just random chick named Sandy. The hurricane took my Camaro. So I mean, everybody, people lost shit. Okay. But I look at it like this. My house didn't take any major damage. I got a couple cracked windows, some busted up fences in the backyard, lost the cars. But as everyone has been so comforting to tell me, those things can be replaced. So yeah, so I got some rentals, and I packed the family up. And when my in-laws got their power back, I took the wife and kids there, so they were warm, dry, comfortable, safe. However, even though I'm retired, I still have cop mind, cop ears, cop heart, cop brain, cop eyes, and my mind is telling me that a blacked out house on a blacked out street is easy pickings for people who want to go around robbing shit. All right, I have friends that were telling me in areas like Jersey City and Bayonne, they were just going bananas. So, quite frankly, during that time between Thursday, or rather Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it was, and Saturday, this has pretty much been how my house was. Like the saying goes, as for me and my family, we shall serve the Lord. However, my home was protected by Glock and Heckler and Koch. Those were my homies, and those two weapons that you see, those were my actual weapons that were in my hand. My Glock 30 and my H&K USP compact, both of them 45, and I was willing to put a hole in anybody who thought they was gonna come up in my house when the lights was out. But by the grace of God, and I'm truly blessed to say that none of that had to happen. None of that drama had to go down.
Did you have your night vision goggles?
I ain't need no night vision goggles.
You can shoot in the dark.
I don't have to shoot in the dark. I got glow in the dark sights.
Oh, okay. I'll never pop up at your house unannounced.
Please don't. Please don't. Because it wouldn't be pretty. But we got a lot of people. I got a couple minutes before I jump into the seminar topic and close out the show. So if you're out there listening, you want to share one or two of your experiences. Now, we ain't gonna turn this into a woe is me hour, but I mean, I lost my cars. My neighbor across the street, his house got so flooded out that he has to get his whole house rewired, because when he went to turn his power back on, he started hearing pops and crackles and stuff, so he turned it right back off. I got another neighbor across the street, and I feel really sorry for this guy, because he just moved into his house like earlier this year, and he spent the whole spring and summer every day coming home from work, and he was like shoveling and wheelbarrowing dirt and planting shit and all kind. Just this dude made me feel bad, like for like not just mowing my lawn. I'm like, this dude, I hate him. Yeah, he's the type of dude that my wife would look at like, why don't you go mow the lawn? This dude doing all kinds of Paul Bunyan shit, and you just But nah, I mean, I feel real bad for him, because the flooding on our street got so bad that his foundation caved in. All right, this dude ain't been on the block a year, and listen, when your foundation caves in, that's it. It's a wrap. Now, fortunately for me, my house is on a slab. I don't have a basement, so the house didn't take any water. So, in reflection, in retrospect, I pretty much sum it up to say, I lost some. Some lost more, and more lost all. But I'd like to hear from you out there. So if you want to call in right quick before we go into our seminar topic, the number is 646-233-1302. Again, that's 646-233-1302. And while people try and figure out how to make their cell phones work, what do we have going on in the chat room?
A little banter going back and forth. Vision said no surprise parties at HRJR's house.
Recognize.
We won't be. And if my mouse, no mouse. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to make the mouse work for the laptop, and it's not attached to the laptop.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm special tonight. Vision says, I want to be HRJR's neighbor. Yeah, be careful. Make sure you wear bright colors. And Visions chimed in and says, yes, hopefully those things will be replaced. You got some awes about the Camaro.
Yeah.
Hip Hop Republican said, I have to jump ship. My party has shot itself in the foot. And then Visions responded, in the foot? They shot themselves in the head.
No. Anyway. All right. So I guess ain't nobody want to come in, so we're going to keep it moving. I want to go into my seminar topic right quick, and we got a nice little graphic for that for the seminar topic. Oh, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes if you want to call in. 646-233-1302. But once I go into my seminar topic, I'm telling you right now, I ain't stopping just because you decide to call in and be fashionably late. So you just going to have to deal with that, because now we're going in to the seminar topic. And this has something to do with something that went down a little. Well, it's something we've been dealing with for quite a while. And we got a call coming in. I'm going to be nice this time. I'm going to be nice because I'm back. Caller from the 908. State your name and where you calling from.
It's Visions.
What's up, V Boogie?
Not much. I was going to say, I'm so glad you're back.
Well, thank you.
Someone with the mind.
And since I missed you too.
Thank you. I missed you too. I was just going to say, someone that has a mind just as unpolitically correct as HRJR's.
Yeah, we talk shit up here. Y'all better recognize. That's why we got to keep throwing up the disclaimer every so often, because we going to talk shit. We going to ruffle some feathers, and quite frankly,
We need to make shorter versions of the disclaimer. Just put it on our shirts.
That's an idea. And just so you know, Soups, you already know because you're here. But just so you know, Visions, something you've been asking for quite a while is one of our, the president of the Chat Room Rebel Association, and one of my show's great supporters. The Find a Way to Make a Way show will be a weekly broadcast beginning this evening. All right. So listen here, babe. I'm glad you called. Always stay supporting, and we're going to get into this seminar topic right now before we close out this show. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care, babe.
All right.
All right. Last month, late October, I read a news article about a 15-year-old young lady from Staten Island. Her name was Felicia Garcia, and Felicia jumped in front of a train and killed herself. Apparently, she was teased about a relationship she was in with one of her schoolmates. A couple of years ago here in Jersey, we had a Rutgers student who jumped off of a bridge because he was being ridiculed about his sexual preference. His roommate had set up a video camera in his room while he was getting his swerve on, and outed him pretty much, and the guy killed himself. There are all kinds of stories about young people who are killing themselves because they can't handle the pressures of being bullied and being teased and picked on. And I have a question that, since I was a shy kid, my wife doesn't believe it, and a lot of people that know me now refuse to believe that I was at once a shy person, quiet person. To this day, I'm still very much a quiet person. People don't want to believe that for some reason, but it is what it is. But here's my question, and I know that this might put me in the unpopular zone, but I'm no stranger to that zone either. Does anybody notice how soft this society, this country is becoming? Does anyone know does anybody recognize how, what's the word I'm looking for? Pussified this country is becoming. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these young people are not victims. They're victims, but why are they victims? Where are the parents during all of this? Where are the teachers and the school administrators during all of this? See? And I'm going to tell you, they all sitting somewhere with their thumbs up their ass reacting to the worst of the shit that happens after it done happened. All right. When I was a cop, I had an assignment a couple years ago where I had to take a report of a middle school girl. I mean, this girl was like maybe 12, 13 years old. I had to take a report. She was attacked by another girl at her school. All right. And the girl's father told me that the school wouldn't give him any information about the other girl that attacked his child. Now, as a part of my investigation, I spoke with the vice principal of the school. She's going to give me whatever information I need because I'm, conducting the investigation, doing the police report. And for a minute, I went from cop to parent mode, and I asked the vice principal, what could be done to rectify the situation in terms of the sitting down with the parents to try and resolve this situation between the children. And the vice principal tells me that they are not equipped to do counseling. So I'm like, I'm not talking about counseling. I'm talking about the principal and the parents of both kids sitting down as a room full of adults, coming to a common understanding, and then straightening out the children and telling the children what's what as a united front of adults, parents, teachers, school administration. That's the united front telling these children what they're going to do. And again, she tells me that, you know, they're not equipped to do counseling. See, when I don't know how, Soups, we're around the same age. When kids fought, either it was just something they handled at 3 o'clock and it was done and dealt with and it never went anywhere. But if something went down during the course of the school day, the parents were brought in and the principal, the teachers, they talked to the parents. I remember I called my 5th grade teacher a bastard, and they called my father in. Okay, I got into a little pushing match with my gym teacher when I was in like 7th, 8th grade, and when I went home, I told my father, Mr. Ross pushed me, and my father came to school ready to kick Mr. Ross' ass, all the way up until Mr. Ross said, "Mr. Reed, yeah, I put my hands on your son," but that was after he called me a motherfucker. All right, once that happened, and my father turned around and looked at me and said, "Did you call him a motherfucker? Motherfucker, who are you to be calling somebody a motherfucker?" At that point, my father was not on my side. I lost my dad. I got voted off the island. I had to apologize to Mr. Ross. I wanted him to punch Mr. Ross in the face. These two dudes about to go out and have a damn beer. All right? But what I'm saying is the parents put forth the united front with the teachers, and the teachers, were eager to help rectify the situation and put the children in the right space. But now, basically, we have school administrations. All they want to do is cover their ass. All right. So what happens in situations like this? The little girl who beat up the original girl, she gets a vacation or a suspension, whatever you want to call it. The good kid has to worry about when the next time she going to get her ass kicked. Throughout my entire career, I've come to believe that everything starts with the parents. That's why I asked before, where are the parents during all of this? All right. Where the kids come from? The kids come from the parents. So everything starts with the parents. They say charity begins, every damn thing begins in the home because it comes from and with the parents. All right. Were you going to say something?
We have a response here.
Shoot.
I can't pronounce the name. It's GKA Assy.
Okay, that's my brother AC from North Carolina. Okay. What's going on, Aggie?
Aggie, the parents are busy Facebooking with their kids. Mom is 30 years old and the daughter is 15. Parents are into this timeout thing when they need to get back to smacking the shizzle out of the youngins.
That's my brother right there. Shout out to Groove 5 Groove Social Fellowship Incorporated, and that brother right there, he belongs to the Aggie chapter, North Carolina A&T. My father's chapter, Madman Spring 60. Oh, don't get me started repping Groove up in here. It's not the time and place for that right now. Yo, AC, thank you for chiming in, man. Thank you for watching the show. I appreciate the support, man. So like I'm saying, everything starts with the parents. What the kids learn, who they become, how they see the world, everything that all comes from how the world sees them. That all starts with the parents. Now, I believe that parents need to validate their children's worth. If more parents were spending time validating their children, letting the children know that they're beautiful, that they're smart, that they're, intelligent, that there's nobody in the world better than them, that they can be whatever they want to be in this life. If the parents start instilling and planting those seeds in their children, then the children wouldn't have to be going out into the street having all kinds of monkey shine sex with no contraception at all or whatever. They wouldn't have to go out there and do drugs. They wouldn't have to go out there and join gangs. Why? When you watch these documentaries about gangs or you hear anybody that's in a gang, what's the number one reason why they say they was in a gang? Because they didn't have no kind of support, no kind of family structure in their home. And the gang gave them that structure. Now, they gave them that structure. They gave them that support. They gave them all of that love that they were missing at home. But there was a price for that. And that price was the illegal activity they have to engage in to be a part of that gang. But I say, and if you disagree, you're entitled to disagree. And I don't particularly care that you disagree. I respect the fact that you disagree, but it's not going to change my mind. You just going to have to disagree, and we're going to have to agree to disagree. But I believe that parents, as my brother said, they too busy trying to go to the damn club. If they'd have kept their damn business in their pants and their legs shut when they was in high school, 15, 16 years old, they would have been able to get all that club stuff out of their system. So at 30, they know they could have their asses home taking care of their kids. Hey, I done dodged a couple bullets in my youth. I could have had a kid way before I did have my children, but I learned my lessons early. Okay, so I mean, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying. You know, if your kid is out there running the street and getting into all kinds of trouble, you can't really blame anybody but yourself with that. You're going to have to take accountability. So, and this goes into, I'm going to end off the seminar topic with kind of like what my brother was talking about. And that's when parents stop trying to be accepted by their kids and go back to actually being parents. I believe that these kids will fall in line and behave right. Perhaps not all of them, but most of them. I believe that when these kids start loving themselves and believing in themselves, they can ignore and walk away, or if necessary, fight those who choose to demean or bully them. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to look dead ass in the camera as I'm saying this too, so you know I'm serious about this, all right? I'm telling you, I got 2 boys, all right? I'm teaching my boys how to fight, quite frankly. And here's something that my father taught me. Don't throw the first punch. Don't throw the first. Don't let nobody get in your face. I mean, people gonna talk. You can talk all you want. Don't throw the first punch. Now they throw the first punch, whip their ass. Whip their ass. All right. Out. You said don't. If they want to call the cops or what have you, don't worry about that. I'm your father. I got your back. As long as you don't throw the first punch. Protect yourself. Do what you got to do. All right. And that's going to be my philosophy. You ain't got to agree, but that's going to be my philosophy. All right. And as far as I'm concerned, and you can hold me to this, put your hands on my child going to beat you within an inch of your damn life. Not only are you going to think twice about putting your hands on my child, you're going to think twice about damn near putting your hands on yourself to masturbate, let alone, try and beat somebody up. So, that's I'm sorry. I was working in 95. I got a job. 96. I got a job working at a 95. Yeah, 95 into 96. I got a job working at a karate school, and it was at that job that I began interacting with a lot of children. And it was at that time I really discovered how much I love children, because it was the first time in my life that I actually got to see a lot of children that were just happy for no goddamn reason at all. And I'm glad I was able to have that experience, because I believe that experience, being around those children and so on, made me a better father when the time came for me to be a father. So if you have children, discipline them. Don't be, if you in New Jersey, you can whip that ass. You can't hit them with a skillet or beat them with a baseball bat, but you could damn sure put a well-placed foot to a well-deserving ass in the state of New Jersey. And as I said from the very first show to up till today, learn the laws of your land, learn the laws of your state. If you live, learn and find out what's the juvenile code. Find out if you live in an area or in a state or in a township or whatever where you can physically discipline your child. In New Jersey, corporal punishment is not against the law. It's really just that simple. Soups, what's going on in the chat room, baby?
We got some conversation going on here about parenting and the lack of it, and children not having respect anymore. Right. As Vision says, there's validation is important, but also setting boundaries and requiring respect from your children as well.
I concur. Uh-oh, hold up. I know it's kind of rude to have my phone out. I'm sure y'all heard it beeping. My mom. I guess my mom is watching the show. Hey, Ma, because she just thanked me. So I'm guessing she's thanking me. Yeah, please turn that down. That damn heat. Quite frankly, I'm put it to you real. My mother whipped my ass. Now she's sitting in front of the computer trying to figure out how to make her cell phone work so she can call in again, talk about, don't tell the people that I whipped. Why the hell not? I turned out pretty damn good for whipping my ass. Shoot. Quite frankly, I put it to you like this, and I wrote about it in my book, so it's no big secret. I mean, my parents got divorced when I was about 3 or 4 years old. I lived with my mom till I was 10, And from that point, from the age of 10, she moved to Chicago. I stayed with my father, and I think my father only put his hands on me twice, but throughout all my knuckleheadishness, the stuff that I really deserved to get my ass whipped for, Mom handled that. So by the time I was living with my dad, I mean, shit, the heavy lifting for the most part was done. I still did stupid shit, but I didn't do stupid shit to the extent that I had to get that ass checked every day. So yeah, thank you, Ma. And for everybody who knows about my actual handwriting, yes, that in a major part goes to my mother as well, for making my ass sit down at the kitchen table every Saturday morning after the cartoons and Soul Train and cereal. Before I could go out and play, I had to spend about an hour just writing, and then my mother had me writing book reports. See, that's a parent though. That's what a parent is supposed to do. All right. And my dad had visitation, so it was like a lot of playtime. But when it came time for me living with my dad, playtime was over. That shit took a major shift to the left when it was Monday, Sunday through Saturday, every day, every week living with dad. Oh shit, changed. The trips to the toy store dropped tremendously. Okay, sit your ass down, do your homework, started picking up a whole lot more, and I don't think I came from a broken home. I came from two people who, and I've said this to both of them to their face, the best thing they ever did in their life together was make me, and beyond that, they had to do what they had to do so that they could be happy within their own skin, but neither one of them left me wanting. I came up to be an honorable man. I came up to be some might say self-righteous, some might say arrogant, so be it. But you know what? I'm my biggest cheerleader and I'm my biggest critic. So nobody can praise me more than I praise myself, and nobody can criticize me more than I criticize myself. So if you got a problem with me, fuck you. Some Soups wants to throw up the disclaimer again. I really don't give a damn. Look, we got a few more minutes. I'm about to wrap up. I'm going to hit you with some final words. All right. Actually, no, I'm not even hit we're going to kind of combine the final words with my truth. Okay. And Soups, with that other slide that we were going to use is looking kind of funky, so we're not going to use it. But here at BKS1Radio.com, we give people an opportunity to promote themselves. I'm living proof of that. I came here one night, as a last minute spur of the moment guest, and here I am, 8-9 months later. What are we talking about? Yeah, about 8 months later, 8-9 months later, and I had my own show. Actually, I had my show like about a month after I was, sitting in that guest. Now, I'm not saying y'all come in and get your own show, but what I am saying is, if you have a business that you like to promote, we will air, your business. We will help you promote your business. And my truth for tonight comes from P.T. Barnum of the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, situation. And something that P.T. Barnum said was, without promotion, something terrible happens. Nothing. Y'all cogitate on that for a minute, for a couple seconds, and I'll repeat that to you. Without promotion, something terrible happens. Nothing. What that means is, if you don't promote your business, ain't nobody gonna know you out there. If you don't promote your business and you don't make any money, ain't nobody to blame for that shit but yourself. Now, having said that, like I said here at BKS1Radio.com, we give you an opportunity to promote your business. If you would like to receive a media kit to find out what our rates are to promote your business, we could put like banners on the websites. If you're watching on the computer now, you see we got different businesses, banners pop up. We do live reads. If you want to submit a video, we can actually play your video, and it won't just show on my show. It'll show on all of our shows. Here at BKS1 Radio, we get what, 2.5 million hits a month, roughly. All right. And here on the Find a Way to Make a Way show, we average somewhere around 17 to 22,000 viewers. Now that was when I was doing my show every second and fourth Friday. As I said earlier this evening, we are going every week now. We are back every week. So I got work to do, because as soon as I leave here, I got to start planning for the next show, but that's okay. I'm promoting my stuff up in here, and I'm giving you an opportunity to do the same. So if you would like to receive a media kit, you can send me an email at hrjrenterprises@comcast.net. hrjrenterprises, one word, at comcast.net. Now, because I'm here and I got the microphone, I'm going to promote my damn business. No, seriously. For those of you who don't know, in addition to being an on-air personality on BKS1 Radio, I'm also a motivational speaker, motivational speaker. If you don't know what motive action means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. I'm also a certified professional life coach, and I'm also an author. Do we have a graphic of the book here, babe? Let me see if I can find it. There we go. If you want to get a copy, autographed copy of my book, you can go to my website, which is right there, www.hrjrenterprises.com, and you will get your personally autographed. Look, it's going to get shipped by me. It's going to get autographed by me. That's the customer service that I provide, quality customer service that I provide. Now, this show, Find a Way to Make a Way show, is based on my book, all right? And in the coming weeks, some of the seminar topics are going to come directly from chapters or lessons right out of that book. So if you want to be able to keep up and be in full contact of what we're discussing, I encourage you to go to my website and order your copy, which, as I said, will be autographed and shipped out by me personally. Also, as I said, I'm a certified professional life coach. If you wish to have a free, that's right, I said, okay, don't fall out your chair, Soups. Don't fall out your chair. If you wish to have a free life or business coaching consultation, you can give me a call, and the number you can call me at is 848-207-HRJR. That's right. I'm grinding, baby. I'm grinding. That's right. I got my own number with my initials in that joint. 848-207-HRJR. Or you can send me an email, as I said before, if you want to get the media packet or whatever, at hrjrenterprises@comcast.net.
Give me the number again.
Say again?
The number again.
The number again is 848-207-HRJR. And if I return call, everybody who knows me knows that I live on my computer, and my phone is always by my side. If it's not by my side, then that means I'm otherwise indisposed, and you don't really want to hear what's going on in the background anyway. So if you and here's the thing, if you get,
I don't know, we might be able to sell that.
Nah, you don't want that. Trust me when I tell you. Also, and my voice is not on my outgoing message. It happens to be. I'm about to start bragging right now. I don't do it often, but I'm a brag right now. I have a model who's actually who does the outgoing message on my voice. So if you're expecting to hear a dude when I don't answer the phone, it's not me. It's Zeta Morrison is her name. She's in L.A., but she's actually a British model. And a fine example of black beauty. Black beauty. All right. So, but in all seriousness, if you would like, because this is what I do, this is the service that I provide, this is what I do. I'm living my dream, and the service that I give, as Shirley Chisholm once said, the service that I provide is the rent that I pay for the space I occupy on this planet. And those will be my final words for the night, in addition to which we will be back next week. We will continue having guests come into the studio as well. So I wish you nothing but the best. And as I always say, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And yeah, we got some music that we're gonna be going out with. All right, and the impossible is only impossible because you have yet to step up and make it possible. So that being the case, get up off your ass, make your dreams come true, because whether you succeed or fail, whether you believe you're gonna be right or wrong, you're right. It's all on you. This is Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational speaker. If you don't know what motive action means, motive plus action equals results. This is the Find a Way to Make a Way show. Soup, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
All right. I believe we have live in the vocal booth coming on in a few. All right. That'll be the show coming up next. So enjoy yourselves. Sit tight. Wait for my peoples to come because they always bring the fire themselves. Who knows? I might hang out and, you know, kick the Willy Bobo with them for a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. But in terms of this show, we're going to call it a quits for tonight. And I will see you when I see you, 8 o'clock next Saturday. Take care.